Quiz review for polynomial operations. Okay, we already talked about the degree, the number of terms, leading coefficient, all of that, but you guys have been good with that. We're going to focus on the operation part. Okay, again, operation means addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. What operation is happening here? Addition. You always want to figure out the operation first before you move on with the problem. Okay, with addition, do we need to do anything extra? No. Okay, so you can just keep everything the same. So all I'm doing is I'm taking the parentheses out and I'm rewriting what I have left. What is going to be the last step always?
Combine like terms.
Combining like terms. How should we combine like terms? Like what should we start with? Biggest degree, which is 4. So 7x to the fourth plus 6x to the fourth.
13x to the fourth.
13x to the fourth. Once you use it, cross it out. What's next?
Plus 2x.
X to the third. Does it have a like term?
No.
No, so I just add it onto the end. X squared, negative 8x squared plus 2x squared.
Negative 6x squared.
Yep. And then what do I have left?
Minus x.
Minus x. How do you know you're done?
Because there's nothing else to combine.
Nothing else to combine, and it's in standard form. Good. Yes, always understand what operation's happening. What do we need to do since it's subtraction? Change the sign into the second. So I'm going to go through, switch all of them. Highly recommend you rewrite here. I have 2x to the third plus 5x squared. Is anything happening with the first set? No, only the second set is what is getting changed. First one stays the same. What do I do once I have that step done? What's always going to be last? Combine like terms, right? What should I start with?
2 plus 4.
The x cubed, right? 2 plus 4 is 6x to the third. Now I have x squared. 5x squared minus 5x squared. Yep, makes 0. So do I need to even put a plus 0x squared here? Nope. Next I have 5 minus 1.
Cancels. No.
5 minus 1 is 4. Am I done? Yes, it's in standard form, and there's no more like terms to be combined.
If we do put the
What operation is happening? Subtraction. What do we need to do with subtraction? Change the signs of the second. So this turns to negative, negative, negative. Does anything happen to the first? Nope. Keep the first. Then I have minus 2x to the fourth, minus 2x to the fourth y squared, minus 5x cubed y cubed. What is different about this one than the one we just did? There's x and y. There's multiple variables, okay? Do we need to worry about standard form? No. I'm just going to start left to right. X to the fourth, does it have a like term? Yes. 5 minus 2. 3x to the fourth. Good. Once you use it, cross it out. X cubed, y cubed. Does that have a like term? Yes. Is this a like term?
Yes. No.
2x cubed, y cubed. No. It has to be the exact same exponents. What's 3 minus 5?
So could you do 3? Oh, yeah.
Negative 2x cubed, y cubed. X to the fourth, y squared. Has a like term. What's 6 minus 2?
4.
Plus 4x to the fourth, y squared. How do you know if you're done?
Because there's nothing else to combine.
Nothing else to combine. Good. What operation's happening here? Multiplying. Okay, the parentheses are right next to each other, so we know that it's multiplying. How do I solve these? Distributing, starting with 2x or negative 4? 2x. 2x times
5x squared.
5x squared. Highly recommend you start writing these arrows to keep you organized. Okay, 2x times 5x squared is?
10x cubed.
Yep, how did you get x cubed?
You add the exponents.
Adding the exponents. What's the exponent on this one?
1.
1. So we do 1 plus 2 to get 3. What do I do next?
2x times 2x.
2x times 2x is? 4x squared. Yep. What do I do next? 2x times negative 4 is? Negative 8x. What do I do next?
Switch to 4.
Same thing with the 4. So I take negative 4 times 5x squared is
Negative 20x
negative 20x squared.
squared.
What do I do next?
Negative 4 times 2x.
Negative 4 times 2x. See how these arrows are helping? Okay, so here I get negative 8x. Next I do negative 4 times negative 4, which is
16.
positive 16. Am I done? No, what is always going to be your last step?
Combine like terms.
Combining like terms, putting it in standard form. What should I start with?
The x to the
X to the third. Does it have a like term?
no.
No, so I just rewrite 10x to the third. Next,
Combine the square
4x squared minus 20x squared.
16x squared.
Negative 16x squared. Next, negative 8x minus 8x. Negative 16x. And then what do I do with this plus 16? Put it on the end. Done? Yes. Good. All right. All right, what operation's happening? Multiplication. What is going to help you stay organized? Arrows. Okay, draw those arrows to keep you organized. Take one at a time. 4x times 3x squared.
12x squared. Cubed.
12x to the third. Remember, what are we doing with the exponents? Adding them together. 4x times x plus 4x squared. 4x times negative 1. Negative 4x. What do I do next?
The 1.
Yep, negative 1 times 3x squared. Negative 3x squared. Negative 1 times x.
1x.
Negative x. And then negative 1 times negative 1.
Negative positive 1.
Positive 1. What is always going to be the last step you need to do? Combine like terms, write it in standard form. Where should I start?
The 3.
Yep. Does it have a like term?
No.
Nope. So we have 12x to the third. And then 4x squared minus 3x squared. 1x squared. 4x minus x. Negative 5x. What do I do with the 1? Add it on to the end. How do you know you're done?
Because you got it all the time.
Yep, no more like terms to combine, and it's in standard form. Good. On this one, what operation's happening? Division. So we're doing long division on this one. What goes on the inside?
The longer.
The longer one. Yep, 9x squared plus 80x minus 9. What goes on the outside?
And x was 9.
X plus 9. Yep, what's left? Okay. Now, we want to turn. We're going to do the same process over and over again until we hit the end. Okay, so I want to turn x into 9x squared. What am I missing? I'm missing a 9 and I'm missing an x. So take 9x times x is 9x squared. How do you know if you did it right?
So you should cancel that.
Those should match. And then 9x times 9. 81x. What do I do next? Subtract. Take that subtraction sign through. What happens to the 9x squareds? Cancel. What's 80 minus 81x? Negative x. What do I do next?
Drop down the 9.
Drop down the negative 9. Start the process over again. How do I turn x into negative x? What's it missing?
A negative.
It's missing a negative 1. So what's negative 1 times x? Negative x, and you know you did it right because they match. What's negative 1 times 9? Negative 9. What do I do in the middle?
Add them. Wait.
Subtract. So go through, change all the signs. What happens to the x's? Cancel out. What's negative 9 plus 9?
0.
0. What do I want you to do with that?
Box it.
Box it. Why am I having you box that right there?
That's the leftover.
That's the remainder, okay? Is it okay to have a remainder of 0?
Yes.
Yes, that's honestly what you want, okay? So what is my answer?
9x minus 1.
9x minus 1, okay? So if the remainder is 0, that means you have nothing left over. So you don't have to write anything, okay? So using long division to set it up, what goes on the inside? First one, the bigger one, yep, x squared minus 12x plus 21. And then what's left goes on the outside, x minus 3. I want to turn x into x squared. What am I missing? X. Oh, I missed an x in there. So take x times x is x squared. X times negative 3. Negative 3x. What do I do next? Subtract, change the signs. Yep. What happens to the x squareds? Cancel. Negative 12x plus 3x. Negative 9x. What do I do with the 21? Yep. So now I want to turn x into negative 9x. What am I missing? I'm missing a negative 9. Okay. So negative 9 times x. Negative 9x. Negative 9 times negative 3. Plus 27. What do I do here? Subtract. Switch out all the signs. 9x. What happens to the 9x? Cancels. What's 21 minus 27? Negative 6. Box it. What is that? Remainder. How do I write my answer? X minus 9.
Plus negative 6 over x minus 3.
Yep, it's always the remainder over what you divided by. If you also had this as an answer, that is okay too. They both mean the same thing. Okay? With synthetic division this time, we start with a box. How do you figure out what number goes in that box?
The 0 of m plus 9.
You can think the 0 of m plus 9, so m plus 9 equals 0. How do I solve that?
It's just the opposite of the number.
Yep, you can either do it that way or just think it's the opposite of that number. What's opposite of positive 9? Negative 9. How do I figure out what numbers go here?
The longer piece.
Right. What are these numbers called in front of those? They're called coefficients. Okay, so I have 1, what else? 15 and 54. Can I start synthetic division? Yes. What do I do first? Bring down the 1. So I take negative 9 times 1 is negative 9. What am I doing in the middle?
Subtracting.
I'm really adding. Okay, but this one turns into subtraction because of that negative number. So I do 15 plus a negative 9 is 6. So now start over. Take negative 9 times 6. Negative 54. Add in the middle. What's 54 plus a negative 54? 0. What is that number right there? That's the remainder, okay? How do I figure out how to write my answer? Like, how do I know what degree we're going to do?
1 less than the 1 in the
Yep. What was the degree we started with?
2.
2. So now I just want to move down to x, right? So I have my answer is going to be x. Keep going.
Plus 6.
Plus 6.
X plus 6.
Yep, it's going to turn into x plus 6. Do I need to do anything with this? No, because the remainder is 0. So my answer is x plus 6. Good. Okay, what operation's happening? Division, and I told you to use what? Synthetic division. Okay, so remember, synthetic starts with the little box. How do I figure out what goes in the box?
The opposite of the x minus 2.
Opposite of negative 2 is
2.
positive 2. How do I figure out what goes here?
No, number.
Right. All of these coefficients. So what do I have? 1,
Negative 7.
negative 7, 20. Can I start synthetic division? Yes. What do I do first?
Drop the 1 down.
Drop down the 1. So I have 2 times 1 is 2. What am I doing in the middle? Adding. What's negative 7 plus 2?
Negative 5.
Negative 5. 2 times negative 5.
Negative 10.
Negative 10. What am I doing in the middle?
Subtracting.
Really adding. 20 plus a negative 10.
10.
10. Why am I boxing that 10?
That's extra.
That's the remainder. Okay. How do I figure out what degree I'm going to have?
1 less than the
1 less than the beginning. We started with squared, so I need just x, right? So I have x, keep going,
minus 5
minus 5.
plus 10 over x minus 2.
Good. Where did we get this from?
Up there.
What we started with. Yep. Make sure you have a sign in between your number here and your remainder. Okay, make sure you have an addition sign in between those two, split them up. Okay?